Hello Northwest Ballet Center families, welcome back. We're on day 3 of our daily dance posts. Day 1 we had stretches that you can do at home, and day 2 was different types of turns. So keep practicing your stretches and your different types of turns. And for day 3 today we are going to be learning different kicks and how to do your splits. Before we start, if you haven't already stretched and warmed up, we're going to take some time to warm up right now. For our warm up for today, to get our bodies a little bit more warm for our kicks and splits, we're going to start with jumping jacks, then we'll go into high knees, then we'll do some plies with a little bit of upper body stretch. You'll probably want to stretch either before or after you do this little warm up. Just so your legs and your hips will get ready, because we are going to be doing a lot of high kicks and eventually go into our splits. But let's first start with jumping jacks. So you're going to start with 20 jumping jacks, and you can face any direction. And sometimes in my classes, as you do your jumping jacks, sometimes after 8 or so, we'll flip and rotate and continue as we go. For today, we're just going to stay straightforward though. So start your jumping jacks and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Straight into your high knees. We're going to do 20 of these as well. I didn't start counting, but we'll keep going until we get to where we feel like we're about 20. And we'll pause here. So now we're going to stand in a second position. Feet are wide. Arms out in that nice second, or big T. And we're going to do some plies. So we're going to bend those knees and straight. Bend the knees and straight. Demi-plie and straight. One more. Demi-plie and straight. This next one we're going to go down into a grand plie. Make sure your butt isn't going past your knees. And we're going to reach up and over to the right, still in that plie. Up and over to the left. Arms out in a big T. We're still in this plie. We're going to twist to the right. Twist to the left. Back to center and lift to straight legs. We're going to lean over to the right. We're going to lean over to the left. Arms back out on that T. We're going to twist to the right. Twist to the left. Do a little arm shake, a little body shake. Alright. Then we're going to twist our hips. So what we're going to do is I'm lifting my leg up in front and just doing a little twist open. Twist open. That's 3. 4. And last one's 5. We'll reverse it. Go in. 2. You lift and you bring that leg in. 4. And 5. Other leg goes open. 2. 3. Feel that hip crease. 4 and 5. And reverse it back in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake out those legs. Shake out your arms. Get your neck a little warmed up. Head a little warmed up. What we're going to do next is we're going to focus on our kicks, different types of kicks. We're going to do a little bit of a sequence of kicks that are going to get us into our full kicks. But before we do that, I'm going to talk about the postures of our bodies. When we talk about the posture of our body, a lot of times in my classes I'll mention squaring your body to your front. Sometimes a lot of people like to think if you had little diamonds on your shoulders, or some people call for the hips your headlights in front, you want to make sure whoever's in front of you or your audience is able to always see those diamonds and headlights, and you're not hiding them away or crunching them into a certain direction. Another thing is the reason why we call it a square is if you're connecting these 4 points together, they should create a square. And you don't want to crunch in your square or twist your square into a different shape. Another thing we're going to think about is, I'm going to turn you to the side. When we are to the side, we want to make sure we have a pretty nice, natural straight line from the top of our head all the way down to our feet. You want to have a nice straight back with your natural curve, making sure that you're not over exaggerating one way or the other. Same with your head. You don't want it too far forward or you don't want it too far back. You want it right on top of your shoulders, and everything should stack on top of the next thing and the next thing until you're stacked on the floor. So once you've got your body positioning figured out, we're gonna start our kick sequence. I'm using the chair kind of like a bar, but you can do all of this with something that's pretty sturdy that you can just slightly rest your hand on for balance. Or if you don't have anything, you can practice with hands on your hips or arms on a T and use that core to help you support yourself and stay standing and not having to fall over or anything. I'm also going to be slightly turned to my diagonal so that way you can see all the different kicks and positionings I am doing. First, we're going to start with what's called a développé. Développé is where your foot slides up your leg into a passe, and then it goes out all the way straight, and then it lands straight back into your first position. So we're starting from our first position. It's bending up the leg, going out straight into a direction, and then it lands back straight into your first again. So the directions we're going to be going in are front, then we'll go to the side, we'll go to the back, and then we repeat the side one more time. So I'm going to be standing in that nice straight posture, looking up and out, keeping my shoulders and hips square to my front. I'm going to slide the toes of my right foot up my left leg into a passe. Then I'm going to lift the foot out in front till I have a straight leg and pointed feet. Then I'll drop that leg down nice and straight and slide it back into first. Then we'll repeat this to the side. Sliding the right toes up the left leg into a passe, out straight to the side, and it drops down and back into my first position. Notice how when I went to the side, my hip was still staying square to my front. I wasn't twisting or lifting my hips and my butt at any point. I'm keeping everything in that nice, solid, high standing, proper positioning. Try it to the back. Toes go up the left leg, passe, and out straight to the back, and drop it down nice and straight. One more time to the side. We go up, 2, 3, out 4, down 5, 6, 7, 8. I like to do my développés at least 3 to 4 times each direction. For today, I'm going to do my en croix sequence where I go front, side, back, side, and we're going to do that 4 times together. So standing up nice and tall, we're going to slide up to a passe with that right leg, going up with the toes, out straight, and down. Up with the toes, out straight, and down. Up with the toes, to the back, and down. Up with the toes to the side again, out, and down. 3 more times. We go up to the front, out straight, down straight. Up to the side, out straight, down straight. Sliding up to passe, to the back, down to first. Sliding up to a passe, out to the side, and first. 2 more times. We go up, 2, 3, out 4, down 5, 6, 7, 8. We go up, 2, 3, outside, down 5, 6, 7, 8. You should feel a workout happening in your legs. To the back, 2, 3, 4, down 5, 6, 7, 8. Go up, 2, 3, out 4, down 5, 6, 7, 8. Last turn. We go up, 1, 2, 3, to the front, down, 6, 7, 8. We go up, 2, 3, out, 4, down, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the back, 2, 3, 4, down, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go up, 2, 3, and side, 6, 7, 8. If you haven't already noticed, I do allow my body to slightly lean forward when I do my arabesque, when I lift my leg to the back, just because our backs and legs aren't always made to collapse like this, so you do need to have a little teeter-totter happen. First position, feet square to your front, hips and shoulders square to your front. Arm on second, nice tall posture, everything's stacked on top of each other. We're going to do 4 times en croix. We're going up with the left leg, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4. Up to the side, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, and first, and up, 2, 3, to the back, and down, 2, 3, side, 2, 3, and out, 2, 3, good, to the front, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, to the side, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and back, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and side, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and front, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and side, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and back, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4, and side, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so once you've done 3 to 4 times on each side, then we can now move into what I call leg swings. For me, I like to keep my arms out straight in a T because it helps me to balance a little bit better. Sometimes I might switch to my hips, but for today, out in a T. My feet are still in that first position, and I'm going to start with attitude leg swing. So that means my leg is going to lift to the front with a bent knee and pointed foot. If I show you that to the side, I'm lifting to the front with a bent knee and a pointed foot. So don't flex that foot. I'll show you on this side as well. If I'm lifting to the front with a bent knee and pointed foot, and then it would be the same to the back. I lift it to the back, bent knee, pointed foot. Don't let that foot flex, keep it pointed. Alright, so leg swings, for what we're going to do today, just go to the front. They slide through here first, so your heels should touch in between, and they lift in the back. So we're going front, back, front, back. So we're going to do 7 times on the right leg, 7 times on the left. We're starting in the front first, so your odd numbers are in the front, even numbers are in the back if you're counting out loud. Arms out in that T. And we're going to do our attitude leg swings to the front with the right leg first. Here we go. We lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and close. Left side goes to the front. We go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7. Land in first. Very nice. Now we'll do the same sequence, same leg swing, but with straight legs, still pointed feet. So I'm lifting up nice and straight to the back. All right, here we go. We'll try that. Arms on the T, 7 times, straight legs. To the front. With the right leg we go 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, land 8. Left side to the front, straight legs go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, land together. All right, so the next style of kick that we're gonna do in our kick sequence is straight battements to the front. So we're gonna lift that leg nice and straight and pointed. We're gonna use our en-croix that we did earlier with our développés, and we're gonna lift straight leg, pointed feet to the front. Then we'll lift to the side, and we'll lift to the back. When you think about your battements, you want to think that you are sliding that foot out into a tendu, and then right away it lifts up high into your battement. So everything is continuous. You're sliding out to that tendu and you lift, tendu and lift, tendu and lift. Or you can also think about it as a dégagé, that's just lifting up a little bit higher. One hand resting there for your balance. Feet are in first position again. Arm out in second. And we're gonna do 4 times en-croix. So we're in front, side, back, side, 4 times. You're standing up nice and straight. All your body parts are stacked in a straight line. Hips and shoulders are squared to your front. And we lift straight legs, pointed feet. Don't let those knees bend. To the front, we go 1, and side, and back, and side, and front, and side, and back, and side. Third time, we go front, and side, and back, and side. Last time to the front, and side, and back, and side. Very nice. So do the left side, feet in first, standing up tall, squaring our body to the front. And we go with the left leg to the front, pointed feet to the back and side. Keep your legs straight to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. Watching those hips, to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. One more time, to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side. As you probably noticed, when I do my battements or any lifting of my legs to the side, I'm not going directly side unless your turnout allows you to. You want to go as far to the side as your legs will naturally let you go. So if you're in a first position and you're noticing that your toes, your feet don't go crank all the way out like how you see like the typical ballerinas do, that is totally fine. You want to go to where is most comfortable for you and where your turnout is right now for today. From there, if you slide, follow the line of your big toe and you slide it out into a tendu to the side, that is where your kick should be happening. So now that we've done our little bar sequence of kicks, we are now gonna do a little bit of a center without a bar kicks that you will see more in jazz or contemporary dances, but I also do use them in my ballet dances as well. So this first kick is just going to be a battement to our diagonal. It's going to be our diagonal kick. It's going to be a straight leg kick and pointed foot. The goal of this kick is to try to get that leg, your knee or your thigh, to touch this side of your body. If I'm kicking with the right leg, the right side of my body, the left leg, the left side of my body. Start with the right leg today, so if I'm using my right leg, my right arm is out in a straight T, and I like to lift my other arm straight up into the air. This allows me to know that I'm gonna kick my leg up to match my left arm, my opposite arm. To prep for this kick, my right leg is going to be a little bit behind, a little bit crossed behind. You can start in a B plus where the toes are tucked behind, or what I like to do is start on a little bit more of a floor starch, a little bit of a popped foot, so the ball of my foot is on the ground. From here, the prep of my arms are going crossing in front, like I'm making butterfly hands, and then they're gonna come down and up into position. Arms crossed, and they're gonna go down and up. Here we go. We go down and up and together. Again, we go lift and down. Prepare again. We go lift and down. One more time. We'll go lift and down. Let's try it to the left. So I'm gonna have my left foot crossed behind. I'm doing a little more of a jazz stance, so my ball of my foot is on the ground for my left foot. That's the leg that's gonna be swinging up front, and we're trying to match it along with the side of our bodies coming out to in front towards a diagonal. Left arm will be out straight. Right arm is up in the air when we lift up and kick at the same time. We do our bama. So starting with those butterfly hands, and we go down, up, and together. Again, prep, do your little plie, and up, together. Good, make sure you're standing like the leg that's now kicking is also staying straight. So even though I'm giving myself a little bit of plie, I straighten everything out by the end. Again, prep, and up, and down. Again, prep, we go up and down. Last time, prep, we go up and down. Very nice. So that is my diagonal bama. It's another kick that you have now learned and you can use in your classes and in your dances. So the last thing we will do today is we'll go over tips and tricks for splits. For your splits, it's really about warming up those legs, stretching those legs, because you don't want to go down into a split when you're not ready and risk injuring yourself or hurting your legs and being extremely sore for a while. You'll want to do that lunge sequence we did in the first video, but today I'm also going to show your pigeons stretch sequence that will happen typically after we do lunges. So I'll do my whole lunge stretch, and then I'll do a pigeon stretch, and then I'll test out my splits. So my pigeon stretch is going to be where my front leg is bent in front and my left leg is straight in the back. So I'm sitting on my bottom here, making sure the foot is in front. It's not outside of me, it's inside, and I'm not sitting on my foot like this. It's right out in front. My back knee is on the ground and I'm square to my front. Alright, so this is your pigeon stretch. You want to hold this stretch for about 30 seconds before switching into the next one, which is our jazz split. So my leg is going to bend in the back and strain out in the front. From here, it's as if your front leg is in the split, where before your right leg was in the split. Now it's just your front leg. You're going to walk your hands forward on either side of that front leg, stretching forward. And when you're doing this stretch, you should really feel the stretches in your thighs. Stretching your quads and your hamstrings are very important for one wanting to do your splits, because having flexible hamstrings and quads is what helps you get down into your splits. So hold here for about 30 seconds, and then you'll walk your hands back in, and then you would switch sides. So for the left side, I have my left foot in front. We're going to do that pigeon stretch. Right foot behind. And my back knee's on the ground. The tops of my back foot is on the ground. And I'm sitting up nice and tall. For those of you who feel really comfortable in the stretch, you can even grab that back foot for a little bit of an extra stretch here. It also stretches out your shoulder, which is nice. Otherwise, if you're not there yet, you can stay right here and it works perfectly fine. So 30 seconds here. Then we'll bring in that back leg, bending the knee, straightening out the front leg. So we're in our jazz split. Make sure this back knee is pointed out to the side, it's not pointing front or too far back. You're walking your hands forward on either side, trying to keep your hips and shoulders to the front. Well, now it's facing down to the ground, but square to your front as still. Holding there for 30 seconds and walking back. And then you can relax the legs and come out. So after you've done your lunges, so your sequence of lunges, here, rocking back and forth, you have your knee drop lunge, you push your hips back, holding all these positions that I showed in the very first day of our daily post videos, even our twist, making sure we're doing all those stretches for at least 30 seconds, and any other stretches that you know that stretches out your legs. That includes maybe your straddle stretch. We can do our up and over, right, or walking out in front. All these different stretches for our legs are great stretches to help you with your splits. From here, I'm going to go over the tips and tricks of actually going into your split. When I do my splits, I like to make sure that I'm square to my front, which is going to be the side today. I'm choosing which foot I want to front. Right now it's going to be my right foot. And I like to start from standing. This allows me to make sure I'm keeping both legs nice and straight, my hips, my shoulders, and even my toes facing my front. I'm going to use my hands to kind of catch me and keep me balanced, but I'm also going to allow my back knee to kind of drop down first to help me balance and get a little further down. So I'm not just sliding and dropping into a split. I'm practicing keeping my posture as I go down, but I'm really using my hands to keep my balance and sliding down. That back knee is helping me to untuck the back toes and keep extra balance. So if I'm only here in my split, or maybe you're a little bit higher up, then you want to make sure that front leg is nice and straight. Your hips and your shoulders are all facing your front. So don't twist in and don't twist too much the other way. You want to make sure you're nice and straight to your front. From here, you hold however far you can go. If this is how far you can go, you'll hold here. But if you can go further, then you want to practice sitting up nice and straight. You're holding your splits for about 30 seconds, counting to 30, nice pointed toes, sitting up nice and tall before you come out of it. Once you've done your split on your right side, you've held for about 30 seconds, you practice keeping your hips and your shoulders square to your front legs stayed nice and straight, your toes were pointed, and you were keeping your balance. You can then try the left side. So we're gonna have that left foot be in front, and I'm squaring my hips and my shoulders to my left side, my front side now. And I'm gonna slide that front foot forward, using my hands to catch myself, as well as that back knee. I'm allowing this back knee to bend if I'm not all the way down in my split yet, just so I can get my balance. Wherever you are at, you just hold there for about 30 seconds. If you're all the way down, then you can practice sitting up nice and tall, holding for 30 seconds before coming back out of your split. Now that you've tried both sides of your splits, your right split and your left split, some helpful tips and tricks of getting your splits is just to really keep stretching. Keep stretching and keep actually practicing holding that split. You can practice with your hands off the ground to let gravity do its natural thing of just pulling you down a little bit. And the more you practice, if you do 30 seconds on each side every day, you'll find that you'll get closer and closer. You can also practice your middle splits where from that straddle stretch, we're practicing sitting on our bottoms and opening up those legs as wide as we can go. The stretches that we did in the first video where we went side, side, up and over, all of these stretches are great stretches for getting closer into your straddle. I like to turn to my leg and stretch forward on one side, and I'll turn to the other side, walk my hands forward, and as well as the center. Keeping my knees up or back. You don't want them to roll in. We like to keep nice, tall and lifted posture, especially in ballet. So you want to try just opening up your straddle wider and wider by scooting your hips forward, keeping your feet back, but your knees still lifted high and you're not twisting in. So keep practicing those stretches, and the more practice, the closer you'll get. Really make sure you're not just slamming into a position or doing something that you are not ready for or your body isn't ready for. So you definitely want to feel the stretch, even in your bottoms and your kicks like we practiced earlier, but you don't want any of it to be hurting your body. So if you are feeling pain or something feels like it's being pulled too much, you want to take a step back, relax a little bit, and try it again. That's all I have for today. Tomorrow we'll have a whole new video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.